Hey artists, today we're making these beautiful cactus pictures. Follow along with me and I'll show you all the steps to create your own. Okay, to start our still life, we want to create a pot for the succulents to be in. We're gonna make a large, slightly curved line in the middle. We want a nice big pot, so make sure that you're taking up most of the middle space. And then down below, we'll make another curve that's smaller. And then we'll connect those. Okay, and there is the base of our pot. Now we can start adding the cactuses. I like to add my smaller cactuses in the front and then put the bigger cactuses in the back. So maybe I'll have one that looks like the aloe vera plant with the little spikies coming out. And maybe I'll do one of the little ones that just has like circle shapes growing. Maybe one that has like a little flower on it. And one of these little ones that has like the little pieces that come out. Almost look like little ears. Little mouse ears, and they kind of grow. And we'll have some different succulents we can look at to choose from. Let's see, now from behind here, I'm gonna make a bigger one that comes up from behind. And this might be one of the ones that has the spikes that come down. So I'm just gonna put these little spikies on. And so you're gonna think about which succulents look neat to you that you would like to draw. And you're just gonna draw your succulents however you would like inside your pot. Okay, I added a little more, and now we're going to design the pot with some line designs. And I put out some handouts because we're kind of going for that Southwest art theme. So I'm looking at some of the line designs I see on there. And so we're just kind of adding these line designs in. And so we're just gonna go across the pot and add some cool different line designs of our choice, just to make it a little more exciting. Okay, I finished the line design of my pot, but now if you look, we made that curve and it just kind of looks like it's open. So we have to close the pot so it looks like it goes around behind. So take your marker and touch that point right there. And you're just gonna go up and back, and it looks like the pot goes behind your cactuses. You're gonna do that back here too, up behind. And now it looks like our pot goes around our cactuses. So we do need to put the table. Now, a lot of times people are tempted to put the table down here and it makes it look like the pot is floating. We want to choose a place in the middle of the pot, and we're just going to draw a line straight across. And then I just pick up my marker and I go across to make sure I'm in the same spot, and then put it back down and across. And now I have a wonderful table. I have my Southwest line design pot, and I have my cactuses. So now the next thing we need to do is add color. Okay, to make this kind of fun and different, we're gonna be using chalk pastels, and we're gonna blend with our finger and a little bit of liquid starch that kind of makes it smooth together. And then I also like to have a little wipe next to me in case my finger gets too icky, and then I can kind of switch it up. So we're gonna go through here and start, we're gonna start at the top and go to the bottom. And here's why. If I color the bottom first and then I start trying to color up here, my hand is gonna get covered in chalk. So I'm going to make sure to color the top first and go back down. So I'm gonna add some color to my flowers up here. And the wonderful thing about chalk is that we can just layer these up and it just looks really neat. So I can put a little bit of this color. I could add a little bit of this color. We can just really get wild with the flowers here. then I can start adding some color to my cactuses. So I just kind of add that color in here, and I might get some different green. I love the way it looks when we blend colors together. And I gotta think this is going all the way down behind. So I wanna get that in there. Now here's the part that I think that's fun. So I've got the color on. Now I can dip my finger in a little drop of that liquid starch and I can smooth it out, and it kind of blends it all together. You don't want so much that your paper gets wet. That's not our goal, but just a little bit to smooth it out. And I just love the look. Okay, and so then I can go ahead. We have so many different colors in our chalk, and hopefully you can choose the colors that you like best out of your chalk. So here's a different green. And again, I'm going for the ones that are at the top first, and I'm moving my way down. So I'll add some of this chalk in here. And I might highlight it with some of this lighter chalk. Oh, that's like a cool limey kind of color. I like that. And I'm just filling it in. And then I just get a little drop of that liquid starch, smooth it out. Ooh, that looks really cool. Just a little bit. I don't want it to get wet or gummy feeling. Just smoothing that out. Next thing, I can do this one. I think I'm going to make this flower yellow on top. So you're just going to go through, add the different kinds of greens that you would like. You could even, you know, I could add some yellow to this one and just make it kind of a lighter color cactus, because if we mix those analogous colors, a little bit of yellow with green, we get kind of a lighter green. I'm liking that. So go ahead and finish coloring in the cacti. Okay, now that I have the cacti all colored in, I'm gonna go ahead and do my line design. I went from top to bottom. Now I'm gonna do the top of the pot and then go slowly down the pot. So I'm just gonna kind of fill in these different ones here. And so we're just, so I'm just adding some different colors as I go down from top to bottom. I noticed that most of the colors of my cacti are cool colors, so I was adding some warm colors down here, but you are welcome to use any colors you would like. Just kind of adding that chalk, and then we kind of smooth it out with a little bit of that liquid starch. So I'm just kind of putting this here, and I grab a little bit of that and just kind of smooth it out. And once we are done with that, then we will decorate the background with liquid watercolor paint. So we'll kind of change up our medium for the background. So go ahead and finish coloring the pot first, and then we'll paint. Now that I finished coloring in the pot and the cactuses, and I used my liquid starch to smooth it out, we're gonna go ahead and paint the wall behind the cacti, and we're gonna paint the table. So to start that, we wanna get the paper a little bit wet behind. And that helps the water just kind of help the paint move around. We call it a watercolor wash. So we get the paper just a little bit wet, and then we'll dip into our paint here. Oh, that looks so nice. And we can just paint the color behind here. And if you want, you could add some different colors. I could add a little orange to my background. I want to go ahead and make sure I get all of the sky or the wall behind my cactus filled in. And I can blend those two colors together. And I could put some more red over here if I'd like. We love this liquid watercolor because it's so bright. You can just add a little water to blend this together. And then I'm going to choose a different color for my table. Wonderful. So there's that beautiful wall. And then I think I'm going to do my table with some purple. So I'm getting the water first. And then I'll dip into my color. I can put that beautiful purple on my table. And if I want, I can do like I did on the wall, and I can add another color and blend it up with this purple. So maybe I want some of this turquoise on my table, and that could look really neat. So I'm just kind of blending together here. All right, and now I have an amazing finished cactus still life. I can't wait to see the one you create.